It's Becky with Mindful Movement here, and I had a few requests about getting a few stretches for some back and shoulders. It is April 4th, and we're getting dumped on, and it appears to be that I'm not alone with a little bit of sore and tired shoveling muscles, one of the hazards we have living here in Vermont. So if that's you, or if you just would like a few moments, it might be a 20 to 25 minute workout, a yoga session, you can certainly join us. I'm sitting on a Zafu, so pretty thick Zafu cushion. If you want to pull in a throw cushion from your couch, please do so. I have a couple yoga blocks. Extra pillows might work as well. So go ahead and gather your things, and as you do that, I will just start to lead you in our first posture. So we'll start in the classic cat-cow from a tabletop position, hands and knees. So if you've brought in a cushion, go ahead and just put it off to the side and go ahead and come on over, hands and knees. And take your time, just really purposely planting the hands. I'm spreading the webbing of my fingers a little bit, and then I'm trying to distribute the load across my hands, and maybe that would be helpful for you too. If your wrists particularly don't like this, you could also do cat-cow from the elbows, all right? So both choices are great. Once you get positioned, you're gonna take a deep breath in and out just to start. So just keep the head in neutral, the spine in neutral. Take a breath in and a breath out. And then we're going to start to add cat round, breath in to start. And I want you to stay in cat. Take your breath out. On your next inhale, slowly lower towards your cow shape. So all that is a little bit of extension of the spine, gaze forward, tail a little more up. Stay for the exhale. And then back and forth, inhale, cat round. Exhale, cow. You can layer on tucked toes, stretch the bottom of the feet as well. I've just tucked my toes. I'm going to inhale, cat round. Exhale, draw the heart forward. Good. Now we're going to reverse the breath here. So we'll stay for the inhale in cow. Fill the lungs, and on your next exhale, cat round. Maybe give yourself a little push back into the arms, send the hips towards the heels, see how that feels. And on the inhale, cow. So just adding a little bit of movement here on your exhale, cat round, and maybe a little bit of a sit back with your hips towards your heels, starting to lengthen through the lats a little bit. And on the next inhale, cow. Good. Go ahead and untuck your toes. Start to walk the arms out a little further and start to lengthen the hips back. So here we are, your first child's pose. Child's pose, and then go ahead and give your thumbs an opportunity to turn up, your pinkies down, and reach your arms forward. So think about lifting your elbows a little. You could take a pillow or a block right underneath the forehead while you lengthen out the arms and settle the hips back. We're going to do 3 long downward, outward breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and take 2 more deep breaths and just notice how the breath, really downward breath, using the diaphragmatic breath, how it can help fill the low back, stretch interiorly. 1 more. Good. And after that, raise your gaze. If you have a prop, you can put the prop off. And then each hand is going to take the outside of your yoga mat. So I'm just hanging on to the edge of my yoga mat. I'm going to use my arms to push. It's as though I'm trying to slide the mat out from underneath my knees. I'm going to really push the yoga mat and send my hips even a little further back, flexing the spine here. Take a deep breath in and long breath out. Good. Slowly raise your gaze, unhold, release the yoga mat, hands down. Come on up and then take a little walk through cat. So you're going to become kind of a tall cat. Get up under the finger pads of your hands. You're coming in closer to your knees. So a little bit of another flexion in the spine, really tucking and lengthening the tailbone. And then go all the way to your knees, and then slowly you're going to come up into a kneeling position. Once you're up, eyes on the horizon, and give your glutes a little bit of length down. So you're going to think sits bones to the back of the knees. If you're feeling wobbly, you could tuck the toes. Turn on your glutes a little bit to hold that right there. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out, eyes on the horizon. And then we're going to start to build from this kneeling position. So if you need any more padding, you could roll your mat in or grab a blanket or something or the pillow. You're going to roll the palms open. So think thumbs out. Reach the arms behind you and continue to take the tailbone in under you. Lift the heart up. It's not a strong back bend, but it's a lift and an extension, especially through the upper spine. So take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Keep drawing the hips underneath you. And then you're going to take both arms forward, interlace, turn the palms inside out, and then round, especially through the upper back here. So we're a little more protracted in the shoulder blades. We're still lengthening our tailbone down. You're looking down. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, you're going to press your hands up towards the ceiling. And then if your elbows need to flex a little bit here, they can. If you need to separate the arms, that's fine too. Go back to the idea of lengthening sits bones down, squeezing glutes a little bit to hold you in this position. Take a deep breath in and long breath out. All right, so you're going to take the clasped hands right behind the head. Give your head a little bit of pushback and let the arms come a little closer together. So instead of winging the arms out, let them collapse a little bit inward. And then just think about pressing the back of the head in. Just getting some length through the back of the neck. Breath in and breath out. Good. You're going to take the arms all the way down. Keep the knees right underneath hips. I'm going to bring mine in a little bit, so maybe about a fist width apart. You're going to bring the hands together in the front, make a little steeple with your pointer fingers, reach the arms all the way up. And then we'll take a little side stretch to the left. You're going to think about getting real long. The left hand is pulling the right arm up and out of the armpit, but your right knee is still staying rooted. So ribs out, breathing into the side body here. Inhale, exhale. More of a lift and a lengthen as opposed to a collapse. All right, so keep really long. One more breath in and out here. Good, slowly come back. And then both arms are going to come down. If your toes are tucked behind you, untuck. Take your hands down in front of you, back to tabletop. And we're going to do one barrel roll one way. So you're going to come over, make your way through cat round, scoop the spine, ribs over to the right, and then navel down through a little bit of a cow, and then you'll do the other side. So over to the right with the ribs, tuck the hips, tailbone, bring yourself to the other side, and then bring it here. Once again, you're gonna walk through tall cat. So get up on your fingers, tuck your tail, walk your hands all the way to your knees, slowly, hands on legs, lengthen the spine all the way up, mountain, opening the arms, a little bit of a tuck of the tail, turn on of the glutes, extend the spine, hold and breathe. Good, arms are gonna lift up. Reach up, we'll make the steeple overhead this time, reach tall. Sending the arms to the right, take that right arm and pull the left one up and out of the armpit. Frame your face right between your biceps. Keep that left knee solid and then think about just pressing out through the ribs there. Big breath in. Long, slow breath out. Let's take another breath. If you have any more lift and length, you could have a little more. Take the breath. And then slowly work your way back. Disconnect the hands and float them down. Relax the arms. And then slowly we'll come to lying on our back. So scoot yourself around. Make your way back onto your spine. And then wiggle it out a little just until your low back gets released and you feel okay with that. And then once you feel like your low back is relaxed enough, take your legs long. Take your arms long. You could go up overhead here. Take a big breath in. So fill the container of the torso with breath, trying to expand the ribs, expand the area in that torso. Let the breath go. Good. Right knee is going to come in for the hug. You could have it under the knee, above the leg, up to you. You just draw the knee in, push your elbows down, take your shoulder blades down, and then draw the chin towards the heart here. You might energetically flex the left and right foot. It's up to you. Hold and breathe. Big breath in and out. So right back to that long inhalation. Using your diaphragm, drawing it in maybe a little longer and slower than you usually do. One more. After that last one, you'll extend your right leg up and then press it out. Bring the arms down and then slowly lower the legs. So a little bit of attention here to the core. Using that as the fulcrum as the leg goes down. And then just relax everything. You could wiggle the hips, wiggle the legs, and take a pause here. Good, and just notice the right side compared to left. Notice up near the kidney, maybe the hip. And we'll prepare for the other side. Arms overhead, legs reach a little longer still. Reach so big you expand that torso area. Take a deep breath in. Long, slow breath out. Take that left knee in for the hug. Draw it in. Push your shoulder blades down. Pull with your biceps, maybe turning on activation of both feet. If you take a peek and your right leg is way out to the side, see if you can abide the midline and as though you're standing right on it underneath your hip. Good. Draw the chin towards your sternum and pause for the breaths. We're going to lift the left leg to the ceiling when you're ready. Extend, then bring your arms down, and then just ask your core to engage a little bit as you lower the leg down. So we're going to just use this as the fulcrum. Lengthen the leg down. And then once it's down all the way, shake out, and then take a reset breath. So we're just letting everything go. Sensing and feeling into the body. I'm going to do a little bit more for the shoulders here. So bring your feet to the floor, knees bent, and just let your knees rest on each other. So we're going to give the low back a little bit of a break here. Taking your arms out to a T, cross your right arm over left. So we're going right into, it can be an eagle with a bind, so you can kind of grab and clasp the hands, or you can just reach and wrap your shoulders and then push your upper arms and elbows down towards your navel, and then draw the chin down. And then we're going to take some long, deep breaths here. Keep drawing the elbows downward towards your thighs. One more long, deep breath here. And then undo the bind. Open up the elbows. Bring your elbows to your sides. Palms face out. And then palms are just going to come down. And then palms are going to open. So you can have the elbows a little below shoulder height if that's better for your shoulders. We're just going to mobilize through the shoulders here. We're going scarecrow arms and then back towards the floor. The hands don't have to touch. Good. One more here. Starting to work a little bit of that mobility into the shoulder. Good. And then meet me back with the hands up to the ceiling. Reach them both. Left arm over right. Go ahead and figure out what you want to do for your bind. Maybe give yourself a big hug. And then we're going to push the elbows down towards your navel. Draw the chin down and find your 3 deep breaths. Just really pay attention to what's going on in the shoulders, in the upper back, maybe even the neck. And give yourself permission to explore and be curious in the body, directing your attention to the sensations, and then yielding the breath with the release of each clasp. So go ahead and let go of the bind. This time we're going to bring the arms by your side, palms up, thumbs out, taking a breath in and out. Good. Hands will come behind the head as though you're going to do an abdominal curl. And then the elbows will just be out, relaxed on the floor. The knees will come off of each other and the feet will be as wide as your mat. You're going to take both knees to the left. So a little bit of this windshield wipe. Knees are going to drape to the left, and the right elbow stays down towards the floor. You might even take the left ankle foot over the top of the right thigh, outer knee, and then hold for a few deep breaths. If the ankle on the outer leg is too much, you could just let the legs open and then just gently press the interior of the knee, the right knee downward. That might be plenty of an add-on. Move the breath in and out. Fill the right lung into the back body and explore how that feels in that lower back right above the kidney band. Fill the lung again. And let it go. So we'll make our way to side two. Knees are going to come up. Get yourself a little center first, and then go ahead and let that all come over to side two. Both knees toggle to the left. If your left elbow, or to the right rather, if the left elbow pops up, just keep inviting a little bit of opening through that side. If you want more, the right foot can hook on the left outer leg, or you can just press the left thigh bone down. So really drop into the portion of your body right behind the left ribs here, the lower left ribs, filling the lungs to help explore and expand that area. Take another deep breath here. And slowly come out of it. Bring yourself back center. Bring your arms down by your side. Taking a couple of pelvic tilts next. So I'm just going to put my hands on my pelvis. Low back is going to press into the floor, really finding that center point, and then release. So going from a neutral spine where there's a little more lumbar curve to more of a flexed position, posterior pelvic tilt. Pubic bone draws a little closer to navel. Navel hugs a little more to the sternum, and then release. We'll do two more. Exhale. Go ahead, pelvic tilt, draw the chin down. Maybe soften your feet. If you're really jamming into your hips, see if you can relax through the hips and take the hips to the ribs without too much downward pressure. Again, last one. Pelvic tilt. And then release. Good. All right. Taking one knee at a time up. Both will be up. Few hip circles here. So hanging on to the shin-knee connection, open your thigh bones out. Big inner thigh stretch. Pull the knees towards your armpits and shoulders, and then draw the knees in above the ribs, and then let that open a little and bring it around. All right, so continue with the long deep breaths. Continue with a few slow hip circles, really taking time to explore the full peripheral of that hip socket. So try not to bypass and rush through these. Take your time and just investigate how the hips are feeling here. And then go ahead and release the other side, or circle to the other side rather, out and around. Happy hips mean a happy back. So if the hips are tight, sometimes the back does not like to play well. Good. We'll do one more here. Nice slow circle. Just really investigate and discern that movement of the thigh bone in the hip socket. Good. And then we'll take right foot to the floor, plug the foot in, left ankle, lower leg over. So you're in your figure four. Some of you might just want to press that figure four out with the left arm. That might be plenty. You could pick up your right foot, thread your left hand through, and draw the right knee in. That might be nice. You might even rock a little laterally to the outer edge of the right side of your sacrum. You might try using a little bit of your left arm to press that leg away. And if you feel like you're really kind of hugged in, see if you can let the sacrum come down to the floor. All right? Take a deep breath in and out here. Go ahead and slowly unbind. Right foot down, left foot down. And then take a moment here. Take a moment to maybe wiggle right, left a little, do a little bit of a pelvic tilt and a glute lift, almost like you're doing a bridge up. And then we'll do other side. So just get good and center. Right ankle, lower leg over left leg. Maybe just pressing out is plenty, right? So right hand could give the right thigh a little press out. You might go in for the bind. You might rock a little bit laterally to the left side. You might even push outward with the right arm bone to the right thigh bone. Long, slow, deep breaths in and out. Last deep breath here, in and out. Slowly make your way out. And once again, take a moment. And then just anchor your knees back together, feet a little wider, chin down towards heart. Pause here for a moment. Take a breath in and out. We're going to do one more little opener for the arms. Your arms are going to come down, palms up, and you're going to slide the forearms to the outer edge of your hips, and then the other one as well to kind of scoop. And then it's a little different than when you do a bridge and you're hanging on underneath. This is palms up, and it's the outer edge of the forearm that you're kind of binding underneath. You're rooting it. Then the knees can come back together, and you're going to try to bring your chin down a little lower towards the chest, and then just open up the shoulders as much as feels comfortable. And if it's too much for the elbow joint, you can slide the arms out a little bit. So take your big long breaths in and out here and explore what the sensation is here. Keep spreading the fingers open. So sometimes after lifting heavy shovelfuls of snow, the forearms can get a little tight. One more breath. And then you'll wiggle the arms out and then just let them lie by your side. And just notice what that feels like after they've been a little bit bound down. So just sometimes you can feel that real nice parade of sensation through the interior of the arm, kind of effervescence. Good. And then we'll take our legs in and our arms around and give yourself a little bit of a rock and roll here. So if it's okay for your spine, just kind of massage the back. You don't have to go super fast or super hard, and then eventually work your way up to seated. Come around, maybe you grab your pillow. We're gonna sit for a few moments, just paying attention to the breath. So find a comfortable spot that feels good for you. And then give yourself a little bit of intentionality through the spine. And then either just rest your eyes on the floor out in front of you, or you could even close your eyes. And just kind of take a body scan through the body. Just kind of pay attention to the shoulders, the side body, the low back, and the hips. And really land in your sits bones. We'll sit for another 45 seconds or so, just honoring the breath moving in and out. Take 2 more breaths here. And start to invite your awareness back. Maybe you open up the eyes and you raise your gaze. And although it's April 4th and we're buried under some snow, it is absolutely spectacular and gorgeous. And nature has a way of cleansing itself, similarly to what we experience maybe here. Maybe you noticed when you first got onto your mat that things were a little cluttered, and the idea of movement and breath is a way to help declutter the body, clear the mind, center yourself. So I hope this practice was helpful for you today. Get out there and enjoy the weather if you can. Take some photos and be safe. And I look forward to bringing you other mini sessions throughout the season. So thank you for being here. Namaste. Take good care. Bye, everyone.